Hey everyone, it's Amal and you're watching Newsbreak. Former President of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, has died. He played a big part in ending the Cold War, and many people agree he helped change the world. Here's Kale.
Конечно, с учетом экологических требований.
He was a good man. He was a decent man.
When the world saw conflict and stalemate, he saw peace and possibility.
Mikhail Gorbachev was one of the most influential people of the 20th century. In 1985, he took over and ultimately became the last leader of the Soviet Union. That was a collection of countries formed in the 1920s, the biggest of which is now Russia. It was communist, and the government controlled a lot of what people could say and do. After World War II, tensions between the Soviet Union and another big superpower, the USA, led to what's known as the Cold War. The Soviets separated themselves from the world, both politically and literally, putting up the Berlin Wall, dividing West Germany and its communist neighbour, East Germany. When Gorbachev came to power, things began to change. He had meetings with the US President Ronald Reagan because he was worried about nuclear war.
Mr. Gorbachev,
In 1989,
tear down this wall.
the Berlin Wall was taken down, and many people saw this as the end of the Cold War.
I've been looking for freedom.
Change didn't stop there. Gorbachev introduced a policy called Glasnost, which translates to openness. It encouraged freedom of speech and criticism of leaders in the Soviet Union. Protests started popping up and countries declared their independence. Pretty quickly, even though it wasn't exactly his goal, the Soviet Union collapsed. And while a lot of people in Russia were angry at him, he was praised around the world. Mr. Gorbachev won the 1990 Nobel Peace Prize for his role in ending the Cold War. And today, he's still being remembered as someone who changed the course of history.
Huge sporting news now. Aussie Cameron Smith has become the first top 10 golfer to join the controversial LIV Tour. The world number 2 has had an incredible year, including winning last month's British Open. He'll debut in the LIV series in a few days' time and has reportedly signed on for a whopping $145 million. The series is controversial because it's backed by the Saudi Arabian government, which has long been criticised for its lack of freedoms and the way it treats women and minorities. I hope you're up for a spot of wrestling and a generous serving of gravy, because this next story has both. Here's Nat.
Gravy. It's the salty brown sauce we all know and love. Have it on your roasts, with veggies, in a boat, or even... Oh my goodness, what is that? What is that?
Yep, that's gravy wrestling. Now in its 12th year, the World Gravy Wrestling Championships is back in its hometown of Lancashire, England.
When wrestling in gravy, what it takes to be champion is an ability not to worry about what you actually look like when you're doing it.
Fans of all ages turned out in droves to watch, desperate to have their socks blown right off. And I think it's working. Okay, so how do you gravy wrestle? What's the secret sauce, pun intended?
Confidence. That's what it takes. It doesn't matter how strong you are.
Well, you've got to be, number 1, entertaining. Number 2, you've got to come with the right spirit. Number 3, you've got to be prepared to be thrown around in that.
Well, I'm no expert, but that sounds about right to me. I can't imagine it feels too good, though.
It feels awesome. Feels absolutely awesome, yeah. Top of the world.
Oh, well, I'll eat my hat.
I stink of a roast dinner. Absolutely stink of it, which is making me hungry. So, to be honest, I suppose the way it's making me really feel is hungry.
Now it's time to meet a cute little penguin who's got an extra pep in his step or waddle thanks to some new shoes. Shoes for penguins might sound pretty strange, but Lucas here has bumblefoot, a foot condition in birds that makes it hard to walk properly.
Instead of being up like a normal penguin, he's down flat on what would be like our ankles.
But don't worry, because zookeepers at San Diego Zoo have come up with a way to help him walk with more balance. The boots are cushioned and velcroed in place, so Lucas can climb rocks, swim and nest.
It warms my heart just to know that we've been able to do something to make him more comfortable.
And how does Lucas feel about these new kicks? I think that's penguin for great. And I hope you have a great day too. It's time for me to waddle off, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. Bye!